Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions on Assassin Rogue. Just like the other first impressions videos, I am primarily a PvPer, so it's going to be from that point of view. So let's just go ahead and get this started. So let's start off with the left side of the town tree. Funny enough, it's one of the few things that didn't really actually get really any changes at all. Like I went on here and I did not see like any changes at all to the left side of town tree, which is pretty much for all rogue specs. So it looks like left side of town tree does not have any changes at all from what I've seen. For the hero talent trees, they haven't added in the talents yet, which I'm kind of surprised. We're on week 4 right now, and we're getting pretty close to beta, I believe, soon. So they haven't added in those talent trees yet for Deathstalker and Fatebound. Right side of the talent trees where stuff is changing a little bit. They've changed quite a few things around. They removed some things. For example, I have War Within talents up right now, and you can see they removed serrated bone spikes and they moved amplifying poisons over there. So you're kind of forced to get amplifying poisons to get sudden demise now. Which if you're a PvPer like me, you'll pretty much always want that. It's really nice to have, not to mention increases your bleed damage as well. So amplifying poison is pretty much a must-have now if you want to get to sudden demise. I mean, I guess if you don't really need to get it to sudden demise because you can just go for shrouded suffocation, then sudden blood, then sudden demise. But you're gonna want more rupture damage, so you'll kind of absolutely need amplifying poisons anyways. Crimson Tempest got a new icon, and as well as it's got moved up farther a little bit. You can see it was like to the middle-ish left area, and now it's moved over there. It turns out they removed improved Shiv, because I don't see that anymore, so improved Shiv is gone. Shiv is still in the game, but it seems like they removed like the Shiv talents in general, because I don't see the Shiv talents. There's for like the War Within, for example, improved Shiv was up at the top left, right below Deadly, or to the left of Deadly Poison. And then, I don't see Tiny Toxic Blade, which I never really used anyways. And I don't see Lightweight Shiv, which 100%, and Shiv deals 100% increased damage and has Winter Soul charge. So, basically, Shiv is basically not going to be used as a damage button, I guess, anymore. It's just your standard dealing physical damage and dispelling all enrage effects. So it'll be pretty good, I guess, still against like warriors and stuff, but you won't have to use it for the extra damage increase for assassin right now. So it's basically all Shiv talents are gone, basically. So Shiv, I guess, won't be as important in this expansion. So that's a pretty huge change. So I guess it'd be more so to say it's a DPS loss for Assassin Rogue now, because they ended up losing the Shiv talents. So, but yeah, Amplifying Poison, like I said, got moved. I don't think these are older talents, so I think these are new. Inspiring Strikes, Implying Envenom. While Envenom is already active, it causes it to increase all damage dealt by 5% in addition to increasing your poison application chance. And then applying Envenom while Envenom is already active restores 1 combo point. So you get more combo points that way. I think that should be all the stuff that has been moved and removed. Yeah, because Poison Bomb looks like it's gone too. Kingsbane has also been moved upwards, by the way. It's been moved up to over here. But yeah, I also don't see Poison Bomb. Poison Bomb seems to be moved as well. They moved a lot of stuff. There's also I believe this is new, Internal Bleeds with where is it? Where is it? Where is it? By the way, Iron Wire and Intent to Kill also got moved to the left side of the town tree as well, by the way. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And oh yeah, here it is. Internal Bleeding was pretty much moved to the third row, and also Catholic Splatter is gone from the choice from that, and is now shared with Canny Strikes as well. So you can choose between Eternal Bleed or Candy Strikes for more crit chance, which I think Eternal Bleeds is going to be really nice for the bleed, but you know, who knows, crit might actually, I don't think crit's like as good for PvP, so I think Eternal Bleed would probably be the way to go. But yeah, other than that, there's not really too much anything else has changed, just a few minor things that have been pruned. I don't think they got hit really as hard compared to other specs. They didn't lose too much, like losing Surrounded Bone Spike I don't think will be a huge deal. I think Shiv will be a decent DPS loss, because like Shiv was a really nice damage increase with the talents. And then everything else has just pretty much just been moved around, other than like Inspiring Strike, which is new, and Poison's Dive that is new. But I don't think we'll be able to get to it because there's so many other good talents out there, like Goldarek Recipe, which increases your bleed, weapon, and poison and other nature damage when targets by 30% when targets are below 35% health, which is kind of like a little like an execute range, but still it is very nice to have. So there's also a Kingsbane talent that whenever it ends, you gain 2% haste for every 5 stacks of increased Kingsbane damage you had, decreasing by 2% for every 2 seconds, which on live, for Assassin Rogue PvP, we don't really even go for haste anyways, because we always want mastery, so I don't think this will be as amazing anyways. But, yeah, more or less is kind of what I'm thinking is what we're going to be using on live. Maybe, no, we can't go that far, but yeah, there's actually quite a few decent talents. Like, unfortunately, I am kind of sad we have to be forced to get Amplifying Poison if we want to get a Rupture increased damage. But yeah, overall, I think Assassin's more or less looking still pretty good in Midnight. I was about to say War Within. There is one other major thing that has changed this expansion. For those that don't know, Cheap Shot does have a cooldown now. So if you're a PvPer, you will only be able to stun one target, so you better choose wisely. In addition to stun, well, not stun, but everything has like, you can only use 2 stuns on somebody before they basically become immune to stuns, like where the diminishing returns start. Because on War Within, you can do 3 stuns. On the Midnight, you can do 2. Now, you do have to choose wisely, so you can't just, like, for example, on the War Within in Battlegrounds, I would just chain CC anybody that was trying to attack our healer or stun them all at once, you know? You would just, like, cheap shot and then, you know, cheap shot the next target. For Midnight, you will not be able to do that. You'll have kidney shot still, and that's still on the same 30-second cooldown and all that, so, but yeah. Do be warned, that is basically the new rogue change. So, for those that know, remember, rogues are usually a class that is designed to like CC everybody. So, and for those that don't know, it affects all rogue specs as far as I'm aware. So sub, outlaw, this cheap shot is pretty much for all specs. So it's a 12-second cooldown and stuns for 6 seconds, which I don't think that's going to be like that in PvP, but yeah. So that's pretty much the main rogue change. For those that are curious, Iron Wire is also still in the game, and it can still silence people. So you can still silence people, of course. So it's still another CC, but yeah. Rogues got hit with their CC as well, for those that are curious. Everything else still remains pretty much the same, so you'll still be like maintaining your bleeds and, you know, all that fun stuff. So the main things that are pretty much changing this expansion for rotation-wise is that I don't think we'll be using Shiv all that much at all anymore, because the Shiv talents that increase your damage are gone, and you won't be able to chain cheap shot people anymore. So you'll have to choose whoever you're going to cheap shot, and then go from there. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the Assassin Rogue changes, I believe, until they add some more talents. So let's go over Apex talents next. Let's get rid of these real quick, and then I'll put them into the Apex talents. And I'll show you guys what the Apex talent does. So the first one, implacable. Nothing will save you from your target. Envenom damage is increased, so more envenom damage is always nice. When your envenom burst expires, gain 40% increased energy regeneration. So more energy regeneration is pretty nice. Gain an additional 15% increased energy regeneration for each envenom you use during envenom's bonus. So basically, We go ahead and envenom, and then we envenom again. And then when envenom ends, like I keep using envenoms, right? And then once envenom ends, I now have 85% energy regen for 5 seconds, so I will get some pretty massive energy regen from that. So the more envenoms you use during the envenom, before the envenom goes off, the more your energy regen will go off. So that is actually pretty nice, so you'll get more energy regen. I actually think it's a really strong Apex talent. And then the next one is your nature damage and bleed damage abilities increased by 20%, so more damage is always nice. Who doesn't like more damage? And then last but not least is after striking with Kingsbane, rapidly strike with that target 5 times over for 1.5 seconds for physical and nature damage. Each strike does lethal poisons on your weapons and generates an extra combo point, so which is actually pretty huge. So let me show you guys what it looks like. So I'm using Kingsbane now, and it basically gives you like one of those strike channel things, which I think you're gonna want to use this during like a stun or something, like during your kidney shot. But it is pretty fast, so it might not be a huge deal. But that's pretty much what the last talent does, which I actually think is pretty good. I mean, it generates a combo point, which is pretty nice, which, you know, gives you some more combo points to use your abilities. Who doesn't like that? And it seems like it'll do some damage over time, so hopefully it'll be good. We'll have to see once tuning is going on. But yeah, overall, there's some Apex talents out there on different specs that I've tried that just don't look that good. But if I had to say, I actually think the Apex talents for Assassin is actually pretty good. I mean, we get energy regen, we get damage increase, and we get uh, a nice little, you know, damage from Kingsbane. So let me do this like one more time. Let's use the combo point here, and we'll use Kingsbane. And you can see it built me up to full combo points from the Apex. So you basically get a free full combo point just from using Kingsbane. So you're basically going to want to use Kingsbane when you don't have any combo points. So that way you can get a full amount of combo points just like that. And then you can either use it for like whatever, like Rupture, or Venoms, Kidney Shot. Although you'll probably want to use Kidney Shot. So that way you don't get, like, you know, CC during your Kingsbane lethal strikes. So overall, what do I think about Assassin Rogue? It hasn't really changed too much, at least compared to the other specs that I've tried. Just we've lost some, like the main things we've lost is I don't think we'll use Shiv that often, and Cheap Shot. Those are like the two main things that I've noticed. We also did lose, you know, serrated bone spike and all that, but I don't think that's not really like that huge of a deal. Just another dot. I think Assassin will still be pretty good in Midnight, even with the cheap shot, you know, nerf and all that. So I'm still looking forward to playing it myself. I do have my plans to play Rogue in, or at least Assassin Rogue in Midnight. I don't really have any desire for the other two Rogue specs. So I probably won't go over those, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think of the Assassin Rogue changes, and be curious to hear you guys' thoughts. And yeah, that's it. See you guys later.